Well, CNN's Piers Morgan, the imported redcoat they've brought in to be a hatchet man against the Second Amendment and other rights that this republic was founded on, has never had even a moderate-sized audience, max 500,000. Now, since I went on, it's been over 1 million. And he has been now bringing other liberty lovers and other patriots on to attack them and then get their supporters to tune in and, in turn, hate Piers Morgan. So, yes, CNN is finally getting moderate ratings by bringing liberty lovers on, but it's backfiring. It's amazing. News articles, YouTube videos, everybody you read online absolutely cannot stand Piers Morgan. One of my favorite country folk singers is Dwight Yoakam. In fact, driving back from Big Bend on Monday from the desert, we listened to hours of it. And I knew nothing about Dwight Yoakam. I just like his music and think he's a great actor. And then I saw him this morning from last night on Piers Morgan via YouTube, just saying, look, it's an anomaly. Statistically, this is very rare. And Piers Morgan, oh, no, it's increasing. When Piers Morgan knows full well, we've shown the FBI statistics, we'll show them again now, 49% drop in violent crime in the last 20 years, 21% of that just in the last decade. So things are accelerating in the dropping of crime. But they want to hype up these tragic deaths to disarm us. So let's go ahead and play the first little clip where Yoakam points out this is an anomaly of horror.
The Newtown tragedy was an anomalous horror. I know how Newtown happened. I'm still really wrecked over why.
Now, this next clip is really powerful. Dwight Yoakam points out that we have guns because it's in our DNA from the colonies fighting back against armed occupation, the greatest empire the world has ever seen, that tried to take our firearms and the powder and ammunition. Here's that clip.
I think it's born out of the DNA that is the foundation of, those colonies that broke free and that were having troops marshaled in their homes. We're having, the cap and ball stopped from being imported because it wasn't about hunting. It was about being able to defend yourself against tyranny. I don't know that I want the government. I don't trust the government.
Now, Dwight Yoakam, to segue away from guns for a moment, didn't just defend the Second Amendment. Piers Morgan pointed out that he's been very ill. And Yoakam says, well, you shouldn't have taken that flu shot a week ago with Dr. Oz live on TV. And Morgan had to admit, well, I guess you've got a point. So Piers Morgan has really got it. And he went on to say, I don't trust the government and I don't trust the flu shots. And I never have. Well, if you look at the statistics, the flu shot actually makes you get the flu. And we wrote an article about it at Infowars.com that Don Salazar put together that actually shows all the government's own studies admitting it never protects you from the flu, lowers your immunity, and in many cases gives you the flu. So again, here's Dwight Yoakam laying out clear facts to Piers Morgan. And it just makes me that much bigger of a fan of this great artist.
Is there any advice you can give me?
Don't ever take a flu shot again. Now, I watched that night with Dr. Oz, and you know what? I don't want to tell anybody out there I'm not a medical advisor. Get your vaccines if you. I don't believe in them. I'm just suspicious by nature, and I saw you get it, and here we are.
Dwight Yoakam from Kentucky represents true Americana. Piers Morgan is the classic establishment Tory who was a hatchet man in England for the government and became so universally hated, look up the polls in their newspapers, that he's fled here to the United States. And so he's trying to demonize Yoakam. We'll get to that in a moment. But he also brings up something I heard from the Young Turks guy, Jink, on my radio show yesterday, that so what? Okay, yeah, have guns as a counterbalance against government tyranny. Sure, Stalin took the guns, Hitler took the guns, Mao took the guns. Political power goes out of the barrel of a gun. You're right, the founders wanted us to have guns, so we the people, who are the sovereigns, have the power. But it doesn't matter. The government has thousands of nuclear weapons and drones and F-16s. And that's basically what Piers Morgan said. Hey, the government's got the nuclear bombs. But human beings control those bombs. Human beings fly those helicopters. That's why they're now having a litmus test. Will officers fire on U.S. citizens? We saw it in Katrina. The new Army manual stated they're getting the good guys out of the Army, out of the military, and putting the bad guys in. So they are putting in a force that will do this, but still it doesn't matter. Our own military, as powerful as it is, couldn't hold Baghdad with 100,000 troops. They couldn't hold Afghanistan with 150,000 troops. You can never defeat a people who don't want to be defeated, who haven't been broken. And that's what the TSA putting their hands down our pants is all about. That's what all the domination's about. It's why on CBS and NBC and ABC and CNN and MSNBC, you see it. Gun owners are Nazis. Southerners are trash. Congressman Rangel, we've got to overcome the Constitution and the evil Southerners. White people are bad. They're the people pushing racism and division. They're the people trying to pull, divide, and conquer. Every time I see a YouTube video of Rangel or somebody saying gun owners are Nazis, or Bob Schaefer saying we've got to defeat the Second Amendment like we defeated Hitler, people are saying, wait a minute, don't bash people in the South. I live in New York and want guns. I live in California and want guns. I live in Indiana and want guns. I live in Connecticut and want guns. This is about saying that we're responsible for what criminals do, when in truth, increased gun ownership in the last 20 years is driving down violent crime. The only places that have higher crime are Chicago, New York, and other areas where they've disarmed the people. Now, in closing, he says, you've got a song about a husband killing his wife for cheating on him. And he goes, well, that goes back to Ireland and Scotland. It's a redone folk song. And then he's like, oh, you were in a movie, The Panic Room, and it shows him acting all crazy. And Dwight Yoakam was being an actor. This is what they've gotten down to now of, oh, well, you like to kill people. Look at you in this movie. That'd be like when I was in a movie once saying that I'm really that character. They think their viewers are idiots, but the truth is they aren't. CNN, that's why your average show has about 100,000 viewers. My God, I looked at the numbers. 15 years ago, your average show had 1 million. Your top shows had 10 million. And it's the same thing for every other establishment, government mouthpiece. People are sick of globalist, corporate, state-run media. Got it? Piers Morgan, the only time you have ratings is when you get a patriot like Dwight Yoakam or myself on. In closing, you will not win this culture war. You will be defeated. And when the communist Chinese government comes out and says, disarm the American people, and the Daily Beast praises it, it shows how sick this country has truly gotten. You people are collaborators with an authoritarian takeover. You've signed on to it. You think you're on the winning team. You're not on the winning team. You're useful idiots. And you're going to fail. You will not succeed. If you win and take over America, you'll be disposed of by the globalists. That always happens to collaborators. Guaranteed. But statistically and historically, I know we're going to win, so you're going to fail either way. Piers Morgan, Feinstein, all of you traitors, you're on notice. America is awake, and we salute Dwight Yoakam.